Monday, so let's set the mood. Today we talking about ownership and accountability, right? Because it's two of the most important things. If you're able to take ownership and able to take accountability, you're someone that people will want to work with, you're someone that people will trust, and you'll gain credibility, as well as gaining people's respect, and you'll also just be gaining knowledge and you'll be aware. So, if you take ownership over things, that means you have no problem with leading. You have no problem being in charge, and you have no problem saying, I know how to do things or how they're supposed to go. And this was my mistake. There's power in ownership. If you don't own anything, you don't control anything. So anytime you don't take ownership over situations or over how things are going in your life or between people, you're saying you don't control your life. If you don't take ownership over interactions that you have, you're saying that everything that happened is the other person's doing, which means you don't control anything. And for me, I always like to move from a place of power in my life. So I own up to as much as I can. Anything that was expected or anything that I'm expecting, I'm owning up to. If there's something in my life that's not going the way that I want it to, it's my fault. If there's something in my life that I've lost, it's my fault. Like, quick little example. I had left a pair of headphones at the recording studio, and my headphones ended up broken in half. I could have been mad at the engineer running the session. I could have been mad at the artist who broke the headphones. No, I was like, that's my fault for leaving my stuff here, right? Fast forward, I left something else at the studio and it ended up broken. I could have been mad again at the fact that I lost something, but instead I said, you know what? This is again my fault. I did the same thing twice and left my stuff. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to take a preventative action, a preventative measure to make sure that doesn't happen again. And then accountability. If you're not accountable for how things are going, you'll never grow. Being accountable just means you're able to look at a situation and decide honestly and be realistic with yourself whether or not you lived up to the expectation or criteria. And that could be yours. It could be your jobs. Look, bro, being accountable is as simple as being on the road and driving and saying who has the right of way. If you get in a car accident and you say, I was right, knowing damn well you just ran a red light or you ran a stop sign, you're unaccountable. And when you're unaccountable, accidents happen. And the more time you spend being unaccountable, the more your life is going to go in ways that you don't want. And maybe not every single day, and maybe not big life-changing things, but relationships are going to be affected, and your perspective of situations is going to be affected. It's like I said, I always try to move out of position of power, and not because I want to control anybody else, but because I don't want to feel like someone else is moving me or using me as a pawn in their game. I want to make sure that I'm maintaining my autonomy, and by doing that, I never give anyone the control of saying I did this because of them or they made me do this. No, I chose the action that I took based upon the information that I was receiving. And whether it was wrong or right, I did it. And if it was wrong, I'll do it different next time. If I hurt you or offend you, I'm sorry if I actually care. Because if you're hurt or offended, and it's not something I directly did to cause infliction, I'll apologize for the damage, I guess, for the pain and suffering, not for the damage. I never want to hurt anybody. Goal is never to hurt anybody. But if your feelings are hurt, maybe it's a moment to take accountability for something else. And sometimes it's my chance to take accountability for hurting people's feelings. You feel me? But You have to be willing to take ownership over the actions before you can even decide that part of it. So I'm done. Get off my soapbox, and I'll leave y'all with that. Own up to the good, the bad, the ugly, and be accountable. And then if anything is going in a way that you don't like, or if there's anything in your life that isn't where you want it to be, you now can say, these are the actions I've been taking. These are the actions that I have taken. What should I do differently, or how can I alter them in order to get what I do want? It's as simple as that. Out.